Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday morning to you. Welcome back to Morning Musings. And don't forget, this is the last video for this week. This is Thanksgiving holiday week, and hope you've got a really fantastic time planned with your family. I certainly do. Looking forward to that a great deal. I'm not a turkey guy, more of a ham guy myself, you know. But hey, it's not the food, it's the fellowship. It's the family. And so I hope you have a great family fellowship planned. A final word here on our request, our prayer, if you please, that you will consider our ministry and your financial planning for this upcoming year. I've shared with you that over the last couple of months we have lost several hundred dollars in monthly support due to retirement of our longtime supporters, due to bad health, failings of health, etc. We are dependent on your financial help. As I mentioned yesterday, we hear from so many of you who say that you're so extremely thankful for this ministry. And by the way, I just checked this morning. We now have 4,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. You know, I used to want to preach for a really big congregation. Well, 4,000 is a big congregation. And it continues to grow every single day. We need your help. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving, in this season of Thanksgiving, please, if you are thankful for Preterist Research Institute, put us in your plans for this upcoming year. Well, I'm sharing with you about the dispensational doctrine of the gap theory. That is, there's a gap of so far 2,000 years between the 69th and the 70th week. Yesterday, I shared with you that if there is, as Thomas Ice claims, if there's a gap between the 69th and the 70th week in Daniel chapter 9, 24 and following, then Jesus either knew about it or he did not know about it. If he knew that there was a gap in the 69th, between the 69th and the 70th week, then when he said the time is fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven is drawn near, then he was lying. Or he was deceiving his audience. Because he couldn't say the kingdom had drawn near and the time was at hand if he knew it was 2,000 years away. He couldn't do it truthfully. If he did not know there was a gap, then he should not have been saying, and he was wrong to say, the time is fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven is drawn near. Now I want you to consider also the following. If there is no gap between the 69th and the 70th week, then Jesus was absolutely right to say, the time is fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven has drawn near. Now, wait a minute. If there was no gap, and if Jesus was right to say the time is fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven is drawn near, then if the kingdom was not fulfilled on time, in time, that means Daniel's prophecy failed. Because there's not a gap. And if there's not a gap of 2,000 years in the text, remember, once again, Jesus was right to say, the time is fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven is drawn near. Jesus was right. But if Jesus was right, and the time was fulfilled, the kingdom of heaven had drawn near, then if the kingdom was not established on time, in the first century, Daniel's prediction failed. Jesus' prediction failed, which means, in essence, God himself failed because he's the one that sent his son at, quote, just the right time, unquote. How could it be just the right time if there was a 2,000-year gap in the text of Daniel? There couldn't be. So when we start looking analytically, logically, at the dispensational claims about a gap of 2,000 years and Jesus' knowledge of Daniel and Jesus' prediction based on Daniel, it is simply untenable. It is simply wrong to say there's a 2,000-year gap in Daniel chapter 9. Listen, go to my website, get my book, 70 Weeks Are Determined for the Resurrection. Be sure to mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll refund your shipping. And don't forget also the smaller book. Now, I can't offer free shipping on this one. Get the smaller book, less expensive obviously, Seal It, Vision, Prophecy. In both of these books, I discuss in depth, whole lot more material that I'm presenting in the videos here, the question of whether or not there's a gap between the 69th and the 70th week. I want to tell you what, folks, you'll be absolutely amazed to see how absolutely definitively there is no 2,000-year gap between the 69th and the 70th week. Well, listen, as I stated, this is the last video for this week. This is Thanksgiving week. Tomorrow is a time when we as Americans stop and we pause and we at least ostensibly give thanks for the tremendous blessings that we have. And we do have blessings. Be thankful for your family. Be thankful that you live in a country like we live in, even with all of the tension, the strife, even, in spite of all the corruption. We still live in a marvelous country. Why do you think other people want to come here in spite of our troubles? Be thankful to the Lord for what Paul called God's unspeakable gift of Jesus Christ. Please share with PRI your thanksgiving. Share with PRI your dedication in getting this marvelous message of fulfillment to more and more people. Thanks for joining me for this morning's morning musings. You have a wonderful, blessed, and thankful weekend. Lord willing, we'll see you again on Monday.